quietly because Lindsay's sleeping still. Monday morning, day before Halloween, and last night we had insane thunderstorms. We had a flood, flash flood watch all throughout Connecticut in the area that I live, and it wasn't the thunder or the lightning that was scary, but the wind was so bad it kept knocking the power out 2 seconds at a time, but that's enough to do real damage to electronic equipment. So after the first time I realized it wasn't just a fluke, I started running around the house to shut down safely and unplug everything. But one issue that I had was when I came up to the studio, went to go check my machine, and my computer had stayed on, which it should because I have everything important here plugged into a UPS, an uninterruptible power supply. And the idea is that it provides 5 minutes of uninterruptible power while you safely shut it down in the event of a power outage, so nothing gets a voltage spike when everything comes back on. My computer was on, that was good. Backup hard drive was still on, that was good. The external hard drive that I'm currently using to store all of my vlog footage over the last 6 months, I have an 8 terabyte that I've been using for this year. That was off. Plugged it in and nothing came on. And I unplugged it and plugged it in and nothing came on. And it took me about half an hour to get my computer to recognize the files. Good news is it looks like everything's okay. But then I needed to figure out why. And it turns out that there are a couple of different sections of that UPS unit. There's the master control where you plug your computer into. Then there's a couple of slave outlets that only turn off when the master unit turns off. Then there's a couple of outlets that are protected by the 5 minutes of uninterruptible power. And then there's a few outlets that are just a really good surge protector, but they're not protected by the uninterruptible power. And I guess what happened is when we moved, I accidentally plugged in 1 or 2 of my external hard drives to the surge protector section instead of the uninterruptible power section. So if you have any fancy devices that are supposed to be protecting your gear, now's the time to double check them and make sure they're really doing their job. Quick call with a client to chat with them about what I do and what their event's going to look like and how I would fit into their event. And this is really where I do the real work of my business. The best part about being self-employed is I get to take meetings in my pajamas. That's a good way to start the day. Dealing with the power outages and everything else, and I got a lot of other stuff later today, but my first official business act of the day was having a client phone call and booking a holiday party on one phone call. A little happy dance. Alright, but I have a lot of other stuff to do.
So I'm heading to a meeting with a client now. I've got a wedding that I'm performing at soon in a couple of weeks for somebody who's actually a minor celebrity. I'm not gonna mention who he is. This wedding seems to be not secretive, but very intimate, so he may not want but he or she may not want. Hi, can I get a small cold brew with cream?
A small cold brew with just cream?
Yep, that's it.
Alright, would you like to add a donut or a muffin to the order?
There's still some really pretty colors out here. Not as pretty as usual, which is unfortunate because one of the only perks to living in Connecticut is it's so beautiful in the fall. It was so dry. I think it was that it was dry. I don't know much about the stuff, but it didn't really bloom the colors the way they normally do, but nonetheless, still very pretty, so this should at least be an enjoyable 40-minute drive into Hartford. This drive is not nearly as pretty as I thought it was going to be. The wind must have done a number last night. Branches everywhere, the colors, a lot of the leaves, that was disappointing. Not actually been in Hartford in a while, so even though I've been at this venue before a bunch of times actually, I don't remember where it is. This though That's the Connecticut Convention Center where NACA Northeast is held every year, the first weekend of November, which is this week. You guys have seen me there before. You saw me there last year on the vlog, right at the beginning of the vlog actually, when I first started doing this. Well, I'm glad I just stopped and asked that guy. I pretended to be a tourist. Do you know where the Wadsworth Athenaeum is? He pointed me back in the opposite direction I was just going, so probably a good idea I did that. Of everything, I am 12 minutes early. The wind is picked up, my hands are freezing. It's starting to get to that time of year, so I'm gonna go inside. I probably won't be able to film anything from actually in there, so I will see you after. Whew. All right, well, that went on a little bit longer than I was expecting, but it was a lot of fun. Everybody that I'll be working with, everybody that I'm going to be working with at this wedding is awesome, so I'm really looking forward to it, but gotta go find the car now and get home quickly because I have a phone meeting with a new client. There were trees down all over the route from that crazy storm from last night, so there were detours and all kinds of stuff. I didn't even make it home in time for my meeting. I had to pull off into a gas station to have my phone meeting. So I was able to sit there and take some notes and have the whole conversation, and that worked out just fine. And that's the second gig that I booked today on the first phone call with a client. It's a good day. You know what's also good? That was like the worst. Not feeling it today. This is something I'm very excited for. A little too much packaging in here, Amazon. What do you think? This is a new ball head for the for the GorillaPod that this camera's sitting on right now. Ooh. Oh yeah, this. Alright, now this looks really nice, but I'm gonna have to go get something to explain why I wanted this and what it's for. So hang on a second. This is my Manfrotto Element tripod. Got the wide angle lens, that'll be like 3D. Ooh. This is the tripod that I use when I'm on tour and I need to film a show. This Manfrotto tripod uses the Arca Swiss, Universal Arca Swiss plate system, but my Joby GorillaPod SLR Zoom does not use the same mounting system. So the mounting system for the GorillaPod that I use is this. And it goes into this looking thing here, and they snap together like that. And that's how, with a little release right here. So that system is super convenient, except for when I want to mount this camera on this tripod. I have to completely change the entire mounting system in order to do it. So what I did is I bought this, which is a Joby 360 ball head, but this has the same Arca Swiss compatible mounting system that this does. And there you go. This definitely fits on there, so this is going to be perfect. Now I need to figure out how to film this process. But you see the problem, so if I unscrew it, this will come off, which this is where I need to mount it to, but I don't know if you can see this. The problem is that this plate, so this plate is mounted to the doohickey that goes into here. Maybe I can use a quarter Maybe I can use a quarter on the bottom of this and then pliers on the top. Oh, I think we did it. We did it. Wow, look at the imprint of this thing. That's nuts. Aha. All right, we're getting there. Tighten real good. This should be able to mount right onto there. All right. Oh, all right, got that in its place. That on, and now, the moment we've been waiting for. Can this mount on here? Yes, it can. On, and boom! Yeah!
Well, last night got away from me. I had a video chat with a family about an upcoming bat mitzvah that I'm doing for them, and then it was like 8 or 8:15 after that, so I cooked dinner and I ate dinner and managed to do all that before Lindsay even got home from work. She got home from work at like 9:15, at which point I heated up the dinner for her, and we watched the second episode of the second season of Stranger Things, and went to bed. But today is Halloween.